Because we convey more through our vibrations than through words, right? Words are secondary. If our vibrations are positive and uplifting, that does the job. Anyway, you have asked me 10 words. I would say, wake up, be in the moment.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
That's less than 6 words, actually.
That's perfect. Another question is this idea of energy. What is low and high energy? What are these negative and positive energies? What are the different forms that energy can take on? And what is the correlation between vibration and energy? I just wanted to get a thorough understanding of this concept that's sort of thrown around a lot.
Yeah, it's the energy which makes us feel good or bad, positive or negative. If our energy is high, or it's positive, and if it's low, you always feel down and depressed. And today we see in the industry, in the film industry, a lot of people are suffering from anxiety and depression. This is one of the biggest challenge. We have seen great comedians who has really uplifted many people's life. They have been a victim of these tendencies. Sometimes they take their own life away. So that is where, these practices of spiritual practice like meditation and breathing would come in handy. It helps one to uplift one's own spirit and make one's energy more positive. You see? We have a subtle body. Our subtle body, or the body of mind, is all just energy. And if this is with all negative impulses, then one feels very depressed. And neither at home nor in school anyone teaches us how to handle our own vibrations, how to handle our negative vibrations, how to handle our mind, right? That is where one has to learn. But breath has a magic to teach us, through the breathing, conscious breathing techniques, and what we call the sky techniques, can really, really bring that much needed transformation. So we have seen this working with veterans. 27 veterans on an average are taking their life away. 400 doctors are taking their life away. Every single day, 27 veterans are taking their life away. So when we teach them how to breathe in rhythmic ways, in a different patterns, and to manage the anxiety and to heal the wounds of the past, then they get a fresh new life.
That's wonderful. And you mentioned a lot of things I wanted to ask about. How do we actually go about healing those wounds of the past, of releasing sort of these stories, old stories and helpful stories that we might be attached to, and release them into a better, more helpful, more actually true story?
There are many, many stories of people who have had so much suffering in their life, either through breakup or through their perceived threat from the others, or through, feeling that people have cheated them, etc., etc., and their dreams not manifesting, having big loss in their career, in profession, in financially or otherwise. And some, in spite of having all success, still feel very lonely. See, loneliness is a very, very big issue today, especially post-COVID. It has engulfed the whole world. This is again here, some of these practices of meditation. I made number of different meditation techniques and breathing exercises. They're all in the app also. But I also train teachers to teach these, impart this. We're already in 108 universities in America alone. So it's being taught to students, also in the theatrical colleges, and people are using it So we need to learn more about our spirit. We have gadgets with us, a lot of gadgets. We have variety of food. We have fashion, but we have forgotten to see deep within what a beautiful person we are all. And that inner beauty has to manifest. For that wisdom, a broader understanding about life, context, commitment, and compassion. These three C's would be very, very vital.
So you say wisdom. I always was curious about what is wisdom and how do we go about bringing that forth within us?
See life from a bigger context, Ari. So we are not going to be here forever. Our lifespan is 80 years, 100 years. So see life from that bigger perspective, you see. Then small things don't bother us anymore, number one. Second is see our life in contrast with others. There are people who have greater trouble, greater problems to solve than what we have. That also makes us feel that we can solve our problems easily. And then the third thing is to look back and see in the past you have had challenges and you have overcome them all. So knowing by your own experience, seeing the others' experience, and then seeing life in a bigger context. This is not the only life. This is not the only thing. And life is much more than an incident, an event, or a personality. These understandings can really take us to another dimension. And also, it gives us, strength from inside to handle the challenges that we face in life. Otherwise, small little things, how people get so nervous and later on wonder, "Hey, why did I get it? Why did I worry about it so much and wasted so much time," right? A movie has to be released, and before releasing the movie, the producer, the director and the actors, everybody is so anxious whether this will become success, will become hit or not. And that anxiety, maybe for several days or weeks, takes a big toll on their own health, right? So an intuitive ability that can come up from within you through meditation will make you feel, yeah, this is going to work and this is not going to work. This is what I have to take. This I don't want to take. In the movie industry, like any other industry, two things are very important: innovation, innovative spirit, and then the second thing is intuitive ability.
That's wonderful.
And meditation will bring both these. It can enhance your intuition, and the techniques we teach can also bring the sharpness of your awareness.
So I see that sometimes I feel like we value logic a lot. And I was wondering, how can we bring forth this intuitive capability within us and learn how to properly use it?
This is exactly we have been working on. We have trained many people on this. Hundreds and thousands of young people we have trained. And there are techniques, the sky breathing techniques are very effective in bringing about this. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And it is just 9 hours spread over 3 days, 4 days time, and people can learn it. Yeah. It's online and offline. Both are available. Yeah.
I know earlier you mentioned this idea of going into the past to sort of gain some wisdom from it. How do we make sure that we go into the past or into the future and gain the wisdom without being sort of distracted by it and encaptured by the past and trapped by the future and distracted from the present?
That's where breathing comes in place. You can't breathe in the past, you can't breathe in the future, you only breathe in the present moment. So attending to your breath and meditation will uplift your spirit and cleanse you of all the negative vibrations. Yeah.
I know you mentioned or there about negative vibrations, and I was wondering how exactly can a location affect the energy of a society?
Yeah, see, location, food, all this has some impact, but not as much. They're insignificant. If you can tap into the source of energy that you can change the atmosphere around you. You can bring more positivity around you. You can change the place. Yeah. Vibrations of a place. Yeah. I give more importance to your own spirit because it's much more powerful than objects. Usually we think, oh, this crystal or this mala, or this bead is going to uplift me or do something. I say, come on, wake up. You have much more energy than any of these objects that you collect around. Yeah.
And so, in relation to objects, I was reading this idea of like we need to get more into the natural world, sort of like touch grass, as it were. I was wondering what you thought of like the difference between this sort of nature providing energy and man-made things sort of sucking it in if you never like go outside, that sort of idea. What do you think of that?
Yeah, being with nature is always refreshing, is always uplifting. Yeah, walking on the grass barefooted is good. And then, of course, a cold shower and jumping in the ocean now and then, all this will help, of course. But, we need to really address this issue of aggression and depression. Today, our society is faced with two extremes. On one side, where people are so depressed. On the other side, there is aggression, anger. Anger management has become a very big issue, right? It spoils the teamwork. It spoils the career of many people. As you know, many big names have become a victim of their own anger. They have done things that socially unacceptable behavior, which has really costed them a lot. In all these cases, I feel this meditation, sky techniques will be immensely beneficial. Coming here for 42 years, we have been teaching these breathing exercises, and people are benefiting out of it. Yes.
I know that you are in Los Angeles right now, and you're having some wonderful topics of conversation, and that's one way that I know that we were able to come in and help promote this wonderful experience for so many, and we have done a lot to help that, and I'm just so appreciative of all you're doing, especially because of the strike and lifting up so many of the actors and the writers, because it's so important in Hollywood for our business, so we can, that's our business mostly. I'm a reporter, I'm a writer, I'm a journalist, and without that, we can't really be happy and survive and love life. And I know you don't have all the time in the world, and I want to know more about your Art of Living Foundation. Can you talk about that a little more?
Art of Living Foundation is there to give this message, make life a celebration, and how to make our life a celebration, how to keep the happiness in life alive. We're all born, we came into this planet as bundle of joy, but somewhere we lost that joy and that intuitive ability and the sharpness of intelligence and that power to express ourselves better. So Art of Living helps all that. And recently I come up with this book. This is Journey Within and Notes for the Journey Within. And this is, This is already a national bestseller. I've given many tips of how to manage one's mind, one's emotions, one's, all that in this book. But I would say I really sympathize with the writers and artists who are on strike. I know they want to have justice. They want, to prosper in their life, and they are really concerned about what would happen when AI is coming and anything can be changed, so that sense of insecurity is there again. Here I would say it's very necessary to have right communication, and right communication can happen with a stress-free mind and a sharpness in alertness, and an expression that binds us all. So again, expression and perception has to be very strong, and it has to be free from stress. So that mediation would really be necessary at this stage when the strike is going on for so long. I think both sides should sit together across the table. I'm sure a good solution will emerge out of it. A fairness to everybody, you see. On one side, the production industry, and then the writers and artists who are an integral part of it. Without them, the industry cannot be, it cannot move. They are the legs and feet of the industry. So I think this would be right time for people to sit across with a calm and collective mind to sort out the differences. Yes.
When did you first notice the vibrational shift in the energy of Los Angeles?
I think it's been there from last couple of years. I've seen here, there is a shift.
Yeah.
And in the 90s, I would come. There is so much of fearlessness in society, especially now, just before COVID and just after COVID. There is a lot more anxiety in people, and depression is even more. Yeah.
I just, before I move on, and I know we're running out of time, but I really want to thank our guest commentator, Avi, because I wanted to have him on the show because of a new perspective of youth. I loved his questions, and I just want to thank you, Avi, for that, first of all. And if he has any more before we close, I want to offer that up to him. I also want to, before I move on to that, I just want to make sure that I want to ask you about your book. How can we find it? How can we find you? How can we get, our readers and our viewers find out more from you? How can we reach you? Because you have so much knowledge and just so, I feel it already just through the screen right now, virtually.
This book is in Amazon. It's bestseller in Amazon, and it's a Greenleaf publication. And also, you can get it from www.artofliving.org. Art of Living bookstore is also there. And then Art of Living has a center here in downtown Los Angeles. It's in Hoover and Adams Street, corner of Hoover and Adams Streets.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Foundation, we have a beautiful building here. And many movies have been shot here too. Dick Cheney's that movie, Dick Cheney's movie.
The Vice.
The Vice was shot in this place, our center. So
do you primarily live in Los Angeles? Do you travel a lot?
I travel quite a bit. I come here once or twice a year. This time, because of World Culture Festival, we are having a big culture festival in Washington, D.C., wherein 17,000 artists will be performing. There'll be music and dance from 180 countries. Yeah, it will be the National Mall on 29th September, 30th, and 1st of October.
Yeah, Avi is a professional dancer also, so we may have to get him in that show.
Yeah. And there is also food festival. Food from 180 countries will be there. So it's a music and meals that unites people, and there is meditation in between them too. So 3 M's are there.
Right.
You turn around www up, turn it around upside down, it will be M and M and M.
Very true. I love it.
From wrestling, we get into celebration. Yeah. Okay.
Good. Avi, do you have anything else before we start closing down?
Yeah, I think this will be probably my final question. There was this idea, live as if you live forever, and I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah. Live as though you are living forever. That will slow you down. That will take the hurry in you and the anxiety in you to get something right away, because the restlessness doesn't bring any achievement. You need a calm, collective thinking, number one. And then live as though today is the last day in life. That will also take away from you all the unwanted, unnecessary cobwebs that you are holding on to in life. So live this day as the final day and live as though this is an eternal day. And so both the end of both this whole spectrum will make our life much more richer.
Thank you.
Perceiving the two, the broad spectrum of today is the last day and I'm going to be here forever will make our life much richer and more profound.
This